Hello crystals, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to get some basic overview about knee joint. So the contents for today's lecture are introduction of the knee joint, the type of knee joint, articular surface, menisci, ligaments, bursa, movements, and lastly a clinical anatomy related to the knee joint. So without wasting so much time, let's get started. So the first is introduction. So the knee joint is the largest and the most complex joint in our body. It works in conjugation with the hip and the ankle joints to support body weight during static erect posture, and dynamically the knee complex is responsible for moving and supporting the body during variety of both routine and the difficult activities. So we can say that knee joint is the most important joint in our body. Now the type. So which type of joint is knee? So the knee is the hinge synovial type of joint. Why it is called the hinge synovial type joint? Because there are only one motion at the knee joint occur, which is the flexion and the extension of the knee joint. But the sometimes when we flex the knee at the 90-degree, there is also medial and the lateral rotation of the knee also occurs. So we can also say that this is a modified type of hinge synovial joint. Now articular surface. So what is articular surface? Articular surface means we can see in simple words as it is a surface of a bone where two bones articulate with each other and makes a joint. Okay, first of all, there are mainly two joints are present in the knee, which is the tibiofemoral and the patellofemoral joint. Tibiofemoral joint means the joint between tibia and the femur, and the patellofemoral means the joint between patella and the femur. So the articular surfaces are condyles of the femur, the patella and the condyles of the tibia. Next structure is the menisci. As we have learned about intervertebral disc, menisci is the same fibrocartilaginous structure which is present between tibial and the femoral condyles. It provides a greater surface area for the femur on the tibia and it reduces the stress between them. It also acts as a shock absorber. It is a C-shaped structure and there are two menisci are present between femur and the tibia, which is the medial and the lateral menisci. Now let's move on our ligaments. So there are mainly four ligaments which is present in the knee complex, which are the anterior cruciate ligament, posterior cruciate ligament and the medial and the lateral collateral ligaments. So the anterior cruciate ligament prevents the anterior translation of the tibia on the femur. Posterior cruciate ligaments prevent the posterior translation of the tibia on femur, and the medial and the lateral collateral ligament prevents the valgus and the varus stress on the knee joint medially and the laterally respectively. Other ligaments of the knee joint are the oblique popliteal ligament and the arcuate ligament, etc., which is responsible to maintain the stability of the knee joint. As you can see in this picture, there is the anterior cruciate ligament and the posterior cruciate ligament. Lateral and the medial collateral ligaments are present, which are responsible for the knee stability, and the menisci between the femur and the tibia, which is act as a shock absorber. There is also other ligament which is the oblique popliteal ligament and the arcuate, which is the Y-shaped ligament. Now on the bursa. So what is bursa? So the bursa is the structure which mainly lubricates the joint movement by reducing the friction between the muscle and bones and between the tendons and bones, etc. So there are mainly three main bursas are present in the knee complex, which are the suprapatellar bursa, subpopliteal bursa and the gastrocnemius bursa. So the suprapatellar bursa present superiorly to the patella and it reduces the friction between the quadriceps tendon and the femur. The subpopliteal bursa present between the popliteus tendon and the lateral condyle of the femur, and the gastrocnemius bursa present between gastrocnemius tendon and the medial condyle of the femur. There are also other bursas are present in the knee complex, which are the prepatellar bursa, infrapatellar bursa, and the deep infrapatellar bursa. As the name suggests, prepatellar bursa present anteriorly to the patella, infrapatellar bursa present inferiorly to the patella. As you can see in this picture, the prepatellar bursa present anteriorly to the patella, suprapatellar bursa superior, and the infrapatellar bursa inferior to the patella. And there is a lateral subtendinous bursa of the gastrocnemius muscle is also present, which reduces the friction between gastrocnemius tendon and the condyle of the femur. Now on the movements. So there are mainly two movements occur in the knee joints, which are the flexion and extension of the knee joint. Flexion is known as the unlocking, and the extension is known as the locking of the knee. This mechanism is very difficult. In the future videos I will sure that I will make video on this topic. So for today, only remember there are two movements, which are the flexion and extension of the knee. It occurs in a sagittal plane and the frontal axis. I also make the video on the plane and axis. If you don't know about what is plane and axis, please check out my that video on the plane and axis. The range of motion for the knee joint for the flexion is 0 to 135 degree, and for the extension is normally is considered as a 0 degree, but in some cases or in some people it is also up to the 5 degree is present. As you can see, this is the flexion of the knee and this is the extension of the knee. Now the medial and the lateral rotation. As I said you, it occurs in a transverse plane and the vertical axis, and the range of motion at the 90 degree of the knee flexion is measured. So the lateral rotation is 0 to 40 degree and the medial rotation is 0 to 30 degree. See, you can see that the 90 degree of the knee flexion and the medial and the lateral rotation of the knee is also possible. Now last topic is clinical anatomy. So there are many clinical diseases are present and the clinical deformities are associated with the knee complex. So the first deformity is the genu valgum. So what is genu valgum? The genu valgum means there is a abnormally adducted knee, which is also known as the knock knees. So in the genu valgum there is the compressive forces at the lateral aspect and the tensile or the distraction forces at the medial aspect. Valgum means you can also remember the gum means sticky. So the knees are stick together. The next deformity is the genu varum. So in the genu varum it is opposite to the genu valgum. So in the genu varum there is a abnormally abducted knees, which is also known as the bow legs, and there is a compressive forces at the medial aspect and the tensile forces at the lateral aspect of the knee occurs. The next is the genu recurvatum, means the overextended knee. As you can see in this picture, this is the normal knee joint and this is the hyperextended knee, which is known as the genu recurvatum. And the last is osteoarthritis. So the osteoarthritis means there is an inflammation of the bone. It is a degenerative type of joint disease. It is very common in the old age and it is more than 10 million cases per in India are noted. As you can see there is a healthy knee joint and this is the osteoarthritis. So what really occurs in osteoarthritis? So there is a degeneration of the articular cartilage occur, which is present between femur and the tibia, which provides a smooth motion of the knee joint. But as the age progresses, there is a degeneration of the articular cartilage occurs, so there is the increase the friction between femur and the tibia occurs. So there is a degenerative changes occur in the knee joint, and the bone spur formation are also occur, so it reduces the range of motion of the knee joint. I will make sure I will make this video on the osteoarthritis in my future lectures. So that is for today's, guys. Thank you for watching my video. If you like my this content, then please like, share and subscribe my channel, and stay safe, stay healthy, and please keep supporting.